Hello inhabitants of the World Wide Web, how's life? I'm just getting up today's fanfiction. So, what did you think of a series of detentions? It's finally come to a close, thank God. I don't know if you can tell, but I hated it. There was just so many faults with it, like the time didn't add up, Snape was meant to be dead, it was just... and all the characters that were meant to be dead, like Dumbledore, were still alive. It was kind of annoying in that sense. But thankfully, the author isn't going to be writing it. Or as far as I know, she's not going to be writing it. I mean, that was posted in 2008 and I had a look at her page on fanfiction.net and doesn't seem to be writing anything anymore. Okay, I say thank God. I mean, she wasn't that bad of a writer. She just had some issues with that story. But all in the past, all good now. We're moving on to a different story, which is going to be great. So any of my friends can vouch for me. I am completely obsessed with this guy, okay? He is one of my favourite actors. He's played one of my favourite characters and he's in my favourite TV... well, he was in my favourite TV show before they killed him off. I do think they should rewrite him back on or do a spin-off for him because that would be pretty good. So, perfectly titled, and I'm going to enjoy reading all of the chapters because there are many, so good luck with this. It's called A Robbie Kay Love Story. Let's get on with it, shall we? Because I'm really excited for this. Chapter 1. There are no chapter names to this, so it's just chapter 1. Catherine's point of view. Hopefully I don't forget any of my lines. I walked on set since I have only worked with Dylan, who plays Balefire, and meet rest of the cast. Here we go. I mean, all of, like, nearly, she spelled Balefire as it is, but she's not put a capital B. All of the I's are lowercase, and they should be uppercase. And Colin, who plays Hook, capital H, please. And Emily, who portrays Bal, capital B, please. Were super cool. My scene wasn't being shot till later in the day, so Emily took me out for brunch. I ordered 3 pancakes, 2 eggs, and a side of bacon. Okay, I know most girls my age don't really eat and go on diets and stuff, but yeah, that's not me at all. Well, yeah was YA, so yeah, that's not me at all. I have a confession. I love food! I mean, I have to eat a lot because of my other show, and we do a lot of fight scenes, so I burn carbs, like, really quickly. I love meeting new people. One of the things I love most about this career. The cast is great. Emily is really funny. Her Australian, lowercase a, accent just makes everything she says sound sweet. We were talking and the boy I saw earlier walked in and sat next to me. He was looking down on his phone when he entered and just sat down. Emily fake coughed and said, "Earth to Robbie." He looks at and smiles at her. Sorry, you know how moms are. Always need to know how everything's going. Okay, we got a problem with dialect here because he's English, so he's not going to say mom. He's going to say mum. M-U-M, not M-O-M. Please get this right. Always need to know how how's everything's going. His British accent, lowercase b, made him the cutest thing I have ever seen. He finally noticed he was sitting next to a stranger and said, "Emily, why haven't you introduced us yet?" She looked at me, kinda like she forgot I was there. "Sorry, Peter, Wendy, Wendy, Peter." He rolled his eyes at her and shifted his body to face me. When he looked at me, his expression went blank. He was like that for a good 3 seconds and then shaked it off and put his hand out. Finally, I get to meet my Wendy. I'm dying, don't worry about me. I smiled at him. Call me Catherine. It was just the way he looked at me. No one had ever looked at me like that before. I was so lost in thought, I didn't notice we were staring at each other in silence, awkwardly. Emily broke the silence with, "Hey, the food's here." The waitress put all 3 of my plates down. All of a sudden, I regretted ordering so much food. I looked over at Robbie and he had a smug look on his face. I couldn't tell if that was a good or a bad thing. I shared my stuff with him and we started talking about our past projects. He has been in movies with Ben Chaplin and Johnny Depp. He was wicked cool. I agree. Then his phone rang and he frowned and said, "I have to take this." It said Ella, who walked away with a glum face. Okay, here we go. So he's already got a girlfriend, I'm guessing. And then something's going to happen with them. And predictions, something's going to happen with them. And then he's going to go crawling off to Catherine because he's sad about him and Ella. And then naughty stuff might happen. And then they're going to get back together through some arguments and Catherine being really self-conscious about the way she looks. Carry on. Who's Ella? I asked. They did a movie together a few years back. Robbie says they're not together, but they sure act like they are. She used the wrong there! She used the wrong there! Oh! T-H-E-R-E? That's not what's meant to be there! Why do you do this to me? Why? What do you mean? I was confused. She calls him a lot and they Skype every night. Of course he's taken. Why wouldn't he be? He's cute and British. This weird feeling in my stomach, spelled with an E at the end, appears. Was I jealous? I don't know. Oh. Probably. Then Emily saw my pouty face and said, "You like him." Uh-oh. I hadn't even thought about that. He's funny and sweet and ugh, I did just call him cute. I like Robbie Kay. No, why would you say that? I gave her a look. Just the way you look at him, she smiled. I don't, he's just not my type. Lie, he is so my type. Emily throws her arms up in surrender and says, okay, I give up. Sometimes being an actress pays off. Then I told her, well, I don't date my co-stars. In fact, I'm not allowed to. I hope she's not Catherine, because that would just be really weird. She'd be writing herself into the story. Well, that's all for today, folks. I'm not looking forward to this anymore. Well, I kind of am, but I'm kind of not. I just wish people would spell things properly. Bye.